All right, joining us now, Price Futures Group senior analyst Phil Flynn. So, Phil, I think this is so interesting because they're putting 3 million barrels back in, which is basically nothing, okay, in the grand scheme of the SPR. But they're making this case that, hey, great deal for the taxpayers because we sold it at 95, bought it at 77. But, I mean, to me, Phil, the great deal for the taxpayers is to know that they have a sufficient reserve available when problems strike, and we're clearly not there. What do you make of what's going on with the president trying to refill this thing?
I think you're absolutely right. It's not there to make money and speculate. It's there for in case of an emergency. And look around the globe, Brian. We have emergencies to supply all over the place, unlike anything we've probably ever seen in history. And so far, we haven't seen a major disruption. But, we're just one missile or bomb strike away. And that's one of the things you have to keep in mind. And you want to talk about a great deal. These same people that are taking credit for making money on their strategic petroleum trade are the same ones that blocked Donald Trump from buying oil at $24 a barrel. So I think Donald Trump had a better trade if they would have let him buy it.
Jeff, you've got all of these purchases now by Biden, and you've got the highest levels of production Jeff just reported in the history of our country. That's great. I wish this president would celebrate that a little bit. And I'd like to know, in your opinion, how much more could we be doing if we had an administration that really actually felt good about hitting record levels of production?
I honestly have looked at studies and different people that say we could be producing anywhere from 4 to 6 million barrels a day more oil.
Wow.
And why is that? Most of the oil that's been produced has been on private lands. It hasn't been on federal lands. And I'm sure President Biden and his team's going to take credit and say, hey, what a great job we've done. But look at what they've done just recently, Brian. When you look at the offshore leases that they basically shut down in the Gulf of Mexico, they're going to try to say, hey, we're getting off fossil fuels, but that's the cleanest way to produce oil in the world. So they're not helping the environment because we need fossil fuels for a long time. If you don't produce it offshore, it's going to be produced in a dirtier way.
Phil, 2024 gas prices, what are you looking at? What's kind of your base case where you think they're going to go this coming year?
I think we've bottomed out on gasoline prices. I think they're going up. Just take a trip to California. You'll get an idea of what's happening. They've had refinery issues out there. The California governor is stopping investment there. So they're going back up. Now, there are some concerns about demand in the global economy. There's been a lot of talk today about the debt store, and that's been a concern as well.
That's right. If the global economy softens, that's going to bring down oil prices, but that is a whole other set of issues. Phil Flynn, great to see you. Thanks very much.